Are geniuses born or made? There is often no way to answer this question, and this tells you one thing. It is possible to build genius traits even if you feel like you lack the natural tendency for it. In this video, you will learn 11 habits you can start practicing to think like a genius. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about the journey to self-development. If you're new here, we trust you're going to love this video. If you're a subscriber, thank you for coming back. Without further ado, here we go. And be sure to stay till the end, because we'll also expose a practical framework to help you find your genius zone. If you have always wondered what people mean by that, or have no idea what the concept is about, that ends today. Moving right into the video. The number one habit is to carve out some thinking time. Most people never really give special attention to their thoughts. But having a thinking session is important to build a genius mind because complex ideas demand intentional efforts to be solved. Yes, you think about challenges and solutions while waiting for your meal to be served, but these hardly count as deep thinking sessions. Geniuses do a lot of sitting down to think, and this is usually when they get their best ideas and break down complex situations. Number 2, train your memory. With age, the brain's capacity reduces, so does genius thinking end at some point? It is all a question of mind training. Your memory is less likely to go downhill quickly if you form the habit of training it. Training your memory involves simple practices like recalling and repeating things you've heard, taking notes to help your brain remember things better, and setting out some time to meditate. All of these exercises promote cognitive fitness and help you think like a genius. Number 3, let your mind run free. We live such busy lives that we're convinced productive thoughts are only those that foster our ideas for achieving success. This is not always true. Geniuses have the habit of letting their mind free and observing their thoughts. Restricting your imagination can rule out your chances of thinking innovatively. Avoid judging your ideas, regardless of how silly they might feel. Some of the greatest genius inventions of today started off as ideas that were ordinarily thought impossible. So dare to let your mind wander. Number 4, question things. You will have to make your way out of the box to think outside it. What is considered conventional wisdom today was once a little idea. Beliefs should always be open to questioning, so be bold enough to think critically. You cannot think like a genius if you are always accepting things as facts, without asking questions or analyzing what you have just been told. Genius-level thinking involves imagining exceptions to rules, even when these guidelines have been laid down by an authority figure. Step out from the crowd for a second and ask yourself what you really think about a subject. Number 5, visualize problems. No one actively goes in search of problems or feels the urge to create them. How factual is this? Think about geniuses who intentionally seek out problems and come up with solutions eventually. To think like a genius, you must first learn to visualize problems. Images and diagrams are helpful tools here. Each time you create a problem and your thoughts start to feel jumbled, use these visual aids to paint a clearer picture. These tools help you organize your thoughts and spot errors you may have missed. Number 6, journal. Writing down your ideas will help make sure you don't struggle with inspiration when practicing thinking like a genius. Random ideas are often the beginning of grand deeds, but it'll be hard to come up with these thoughts if you have nothing to begin with. It helps to always have a writing pad close by so you can note down ideas before you get distracted. You never know what thought could be an inspiration or a solution to a challenge. Number 7, read more. These days, it is difficult to form a solid reading habit with so many things competing for our attention. Social media, digital games, and movies are some habits reading has to contend with. Reading does so much for your cognitive health that you cannot afford to sideline it. It is a favorite habit of geniuses because reading supports automatic learning. Whether you are simply picking up a new word or idea, it comes in handy when you need to analyze situations later. On your journey to genius thinking, be hungry for knowledge and feed this longing by reading. Number 8. Have a morning routine. You don't have to be a morning person to acknowledge the level of creative juices that tend to flow at the beginning of the day. To activate the genius in you, waking up early to take advantage of the inspiration that pours during this time might be helpful. Creating a morning routine involves creating habits like waking up at the same time each day, eating whole meals for breakfast, or tackling items on your to-do list early enough. These little habits can boost your brain's abilities. Number 9. Welcome opposing views. Are you more likely to welcome opposing views and study them, or simply dismiss every other idea that sounds different from yours? Being closed-minded might seem like the more comfortable option, but that is no way to develop a genius mind. To think like a genius, open your mind up to exploration and study concepts that contradict your beliefs. This exposes you to thoughts and ideas that can improve your thinking or open the door to novel thoughts. Number 10. Get enough sleep. Thinking can be quite energy consuming, so maintaining your physical health is important as you learn to think like a genius. Sometimes, the issue is that you are sleeping the wrong way. Habits like consuming caffeine close to bedtime or sleeping in a poor environment can lead to unhealthy sleep patterns. You need a good night's rest to be smarter and think with more focus. Follow this up with daily exercises and a good diet, and you'll see an improvement in your cognitive performance. Number 11. Choose your company carefully. One of the most effective ways to improve intelligence is to constantly be among people who challenge you to think smarter. Being the smartest person in the room might feel great, but then there would be nothing more left to learn. Seek relationships with geniuses or intelligent people who are willing to discuss diverse subjects. Surrounding yourself with the best kind of people not only makes it easier to think like a genius, but also helps your overall personal development. Practicing all of these habits will provide significant results only if you adopt a growth mindset. You have to accept that your intelligence can improve and be willing to put in the hard work required to make this happen. As promised at the start of this video, you are going to learn a simple framework to find your genius zone. If you are wondering what a genius zone might mean, think of it as the point where your greatest passion meets with your talent. You can do so much more than think like a genius by figuring out your genius zone. Begin by understanding your talents and passion. And to do this, think about how you take on each task you do. It is more about the approach you take than the task itself. There might be lots of skills you enjoy, so start by jotting them down. Note the skills that feel less like work when you do it. Think about those that you would gladly do without any form of incentive. Also, consider your natural abilities. Reflect on these, and do some more introspection to the certain. It might take a lot of thinking to finally figure out where your purpose and talent meet, but once you find your genius zone, it becomes easier to redistribute your energy and lead a happier life. We have come to the end of today's video, and hope you've at least learned that it doesn't always take a genius to become a genius. So, what tip was your favorite? Sound off in the comments, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and if you find this information useful, check out this other video from our channel too. Until next time, we wish you a happy and healthy day.